Um, Ariel, your 100K Incubator app breaks funding down into three levels. Can you talk us through each level and the different funding options that are available for food entrepreneurs?
Yeah, absolutely. So level one for us is when you're earning under $3,000 per month in your business. And so we were finding that a lot of entrepreneurs were coming into the app being like, I have my business, we've started, et cetera, and then wanting to immediately go after a business loan. And then finding that when they go and they put those applications in at a lot of bigger banks and even sometimes with a lot of larger government organizations, they didn't have enough revenue to really be able to get approved for those. So for a lot of those level one entrepreneurs, we say, hey, we got to focus on kind of building you up. And so if you're earning under $3,000 per month, we would love to see you maybe open a business credit card just to get started. We'd like to see you potentially look at some, personal lines of credit, personal loans, et cetera, just to give you that initial startup capital where if you invest it in the right places, when it comes to actually scaling your business, having proper online infrastructure, proper sales funnels, proper systems, et cetera, and you can actually show like, hey, in the digital advertising space or any other platform that I invest in, let's say I put $5 in, can I actually make 10? Can I double my money? So if you can usually show that and start to get that revenue going, that's when we say you can move to level two. Level two is when you're earning above $3,000 per month and on that way of kind of scaling up to $100,000 plus per year. That's usually when you can start to get approved for things that are more business oriented that don't involve your personal debt ratio as much. So it's like, for instance, when it comes to getting approved for whether it's a private business loan that's just in the business's name that doesn't show up on your personal credit report as debt, right? You have to be able to show that you have an actual business. You have to have actual documentation that shows your revenue, shows that you're paying taxes. And then even sometimes if you are going to work with things like your payment processor. So for those of you who use Square, Stripe, et cetera, they also have capital programs even within that. As well, that is great access to capital. Usually it's for reasonable rates, and they take a percentage of the cash flow that actually comes in versus you having a monthly payment, right? So those are the types of things that we teach on level two. And then level three is more so for folks who are usually earning six figures. And so they're earning above 100,000. Usually they've started to kind of experiment and tap into all those other forms of funding, specifically in the debt space. Some also even going after business grants and pitch competitions, but they're looking for larger amounts of capital and interested in usually getting an investor. And so we like to see our entrepreneurs at least get to the six-figure mark before we start having that investor conversation, because we always like to say that investor money is some of the most expensive money that you can actually get. And so if there are other ways for you to access capital, then that's what we want to see you do. And so that's why we break things into three levels. We find that a lot of new entrepreneurs think that the playing field is the same for every business, depending on where they're at, and it's just not true. And so I think the more detailed we can become about where people actually fall and how much they can actually get access to in the funding space, I think the better results we're going to see when it comes to approval rates.